Hello folks, GWT here, West Truther Channel, and West Truther Channel on Minds.com. The word Baphomet means a soul arrives in the pyramid. I picked that up off of the Chatzefratz channel, CHATZEFRATZ channel. Y'all really ought to check that man out. He's one of the most knowledgeable people, historians, and he's very knowledgeable, folks. Jiminy Cricket, he knows a lot of stuff. I mentioned at the end of my last video about the Swiss Special Services Police having black eyes, and also that's something for you to wonder about, folks. Can emotion control reasoning? I certainly hope y'all looked at that video. And robots to become a species of life as humanity is being exterminated. I hope you looked at that video. Your future is sad. Now I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that. Because some of you folks, your grandparents, you'll be old. You'll be older than you are now, probably, considerably. But your grandparents, some of your grandparents, are going to go hand in hand and go right into some of these FEMA prisons, these extermination prisons and camps. Slaves to the incinerators, folks. Y'all need to understand, FEMA built special incinerators that burns up even the ash. Some of you think not, probably, but that's okay. Just ask yourself this question. What are all of the FEMA prisons in America for? What are they for? They have gas chambers. Years ago, I was sent some photostatic copies of external modifications, renovations done to a building. I don't remember the place that this building was at, but the external modifications showed gas lines going from a junction shack going up and being mounted on the exterior masonry of a huge wall, and that pipe went down the wall and turned into the wall, and on the other side of that wall was just an open vent into a dormitory. And this was a gas check station where it was two different lines going, I think two different gases going out of that check station, but one gas was going to a vent into a dormitory, just like the German gulags. What are they for? Ask yourself, what are these FEMA prisons for? And these special incinerators that burns so well there. There is no ash left. Ask yourself, what are these incinerators for, and why should some FEMA prisons have them? People, you need to wake up. You really do. These staged shootings don't have any dead bodies. Dead bodies are from private media. When dead bodies are found, they're from private media sources, such as somebody like me, maybe. Researchers, conspiracy theorists, natural cure type doctors, Holocaust, or I never have known how to say that word, whistleblowers, people who talk back to cops, poor people, black people, targeted individuals, private investigators who are really private investigators, and private investors who are real private investors for humanity and for the environment, and environmental private servants, and witnesses to wrongful practices toward life. Like a couple of people that recorded the military direct energy weapons that torches structures and living things and kills them and burns away whole towns or floods them. And these people are sought out because they got the dirt. And of course they're written off by the authorities as being a conspiracy theorist, and I reckon they photoshopped all of the direct energy laser and plasma and all of the weather being controlled by the HAARP. The HAARP is responsible, just as all the severe weather is a result of the HAARP. But instead, it should be a balance to all life forms all across the entire earth, folks. That's what the machine can do. It can make everything nice. The Amazon rainforest I mentioned earlier, or I have mentioned, I'm going to put a clip in here, is intentional fires. And the solar warden, which is laser and plasma cannons, are responsible for some of that. You know daggone good and well they used them to burn them houses up in California, folks. Oxygen under the dome, inside the enclosed system that we all live in. They are taking the sources of our oxygen. They murder the ecosystem of the earth. Oxygen for future people, like I said before, will be little to none. And many will be forced to go underground, which is a whole new array of living conditions and living companions. And it'll be the same thing as evolution in the regress, because evolution will be regressing. And you could not fully take in the terrible things that man has done to other countries and the life of these other countries, in these other countries, all the life of everything with the harps. These harp machines are in the wrong hands if they're going to be in somebody's hands. And Exmouth, EXMOUTH Australia, that one is 10 times bigger than the one in Alaska. Their computer programs can cut a round hole. Their computer programs can cut a round hole deep into the earth, just like a drill bit. Or they can cut a trough, a big ditch, a canyon into the surface of the earth as wide and as deep as any river. What do they need these things for? They can cut straight lines. Lasers cut up huge pieces of ice formations anywhere, and they can freeze or burn alive anything. Videos on YouTube about animals being frozen solid, standing on all fours in a big block of ice. That's man. That man done that. You gonna stand on your 2 feet, stand still in water, and be frozen solid underwater in a block of ice, just looking straight ahead like he ain't got a care in the world? Man is doing this stuff because they have the technology to do it. They can quick freeze or burn alive anything, any place, and at any time, and it's proven through thousands of years behind us. Sodom and Gomorrah, that was a high-tech energy weapon. That's supposed to have been thousands of years ago, folks. And you and I were taught and trained that all those things were the result of a big God with mood swings and a thirst for blood who did those things. Christians really need to wake up on a few things. Towns and cities has burned down, killing many people and other life. Now open your mind. With all the supervision and political control over all the towns and cities, counties and countries and states, ask yourself, how is it that no towns or no cities ever burn completely up except in America? America is the military outpost of the Swiss Octagon. America's the muscle for the Swiss Octagon, for the New World Order. And how is it even possible for large numbers of cities or whole towns to completely burn up? How is that even possible without the use of direct energy weapons? Burn up completely without some kind of Sodom and Gomorrah help. Direct energy weapons have been around a long, long time. And who had the controls before man? Because man has lots of working models of the master controls. The master harps wherever, or HAARP, wherever that is, that was controlling all of the atmosphere in our enclosed system. I'm pretty sure by itself at one time. Now man has done made a bunch of models, and he's got them, and he's using them for military reasons, for displacement of people, to disarm people, to gather people up, to exterminate them. Like I said, the Exmouth Australia has one that's 10 times more powerful, 100 billion watts, 10 times more powerful than Alaska. Trump roasted Clinton at an Al Smith charity dinner. And Al is he's a natural at being perverted, and he's a natural at perversions. And he molests and he embarrasses. And his own kid, his son, I've seen it on 2 different things. Public television, I think it was. And he was trying to act like a god, to teach all of his worshipers that it's fine for daddy to French kiss his son, even at any age. Oh gosh, French kissing a boy, but this is what he does to his son in public. Kisses his son in the mouth, and this is after his boy's pretty big movie. I saw it, had a lot of fighting, and his boy was a warrior type leader at a very young age in this movie, and now his daddy wants to French kiss him on public TV to help train the little children like Hollywood. But in some more threatening, something more threatening, if you talk against the government and you have an audience, then you're going to be a consideration. That's why I don't have an audience and I don't have any views on my videos, because I'm being blocked. They respect the things that I'm saying, or they would not be trying to prevent you from hearing them. No audience? Then you're the audience. You're all I got. America is jailing people for speaking back and speaking out. America is just jailing you. No freedom of speech. By God, that's why I say if you're going to talk, you need to have some steel in your hands. They will set you up in most of the cases, folks, and you will die maybe trying to escape or resisting. That's one thing they love to keep yelling, stop resisting so we can kill you quicker or easier. Or you tried to disarm one of the assassins, but they will pick through your stuff, probably claim that you were guilty of 10 or 20 other things, and locked up is the same thing as being dead. So you people with guns need to realize that. If you're locked up, you're the same as dead. England and Australia handed over their guns, and all those people have warned Americans and America not to do it. You need to prepare, folks. Prepare as best you can. Flat Earth strengthened many Christians. One thought that awakened people might consider all of this. You need to understand what I'm closing this out. I've got to do another video. Somebody thought that when the people awoke, and this is all pre-planned, that they might consider this. The same ones who wrote the book on the old way changed to the Christian way of no violence, just wait on Jesus. They wrote about what they did in the Old Testament, how they killed and slayed and done all of that stuff, but they want you folks to just be patient, take your medicine the way they hand it out, and wait on Jesus. But the book is to control people morally and physically and psychologically and politically, and it works for them, and it has worked for them for a long, long time. So for an awakening to occur, as the book describes, a stationary flat earth, and that is exactly what it does describe, then in times of despair for Christians, the flat earth will suck them right back into the philosophy of the structure of the Bible's different and all across the earth BS.